So hello everybody, welcome back. So I wanted to talk to you right now about certain things that you're going to need for your food supplies, cooking supplies or whatever, for your kitchen supplies. As you can tell, it is raining, and so I'm sorry if the sound is in the background or whatever. So anyway, before I continue, I wanted to remind you that down below is my email in case that you want to help me out by sending an Amazon gift card, and you can also use a PayPal account. And I do have some books in Gumroad, and I also have an Amazon wish list in 2 or 3 videos in this channel. So anyway, here I go. You want to buy several of these items. There are plastics, so you can reuse them. But here is why. You can buy them in several sizes. Here is why. Because if you are making homemade cakes or cookies for giving away, as a present, as a bribe, or for whatever reason, like trading or something, just because you want to strengthen the relationship with somebody, you are going to need a hell of a lot of these ones. And also, if you have a garden and you want to give up drier herbs, you're going to need a hell, and I do mean a hell of a lot of paper bags, because the paper bags are the best way to keep dry herbs fresh. You can keep them in paper bags, and they can last 3 or 4 years, and they will be no problem, as long as they are very dry and you keep that bag in another place. Yeah, now we are with no power. Yahoo! Happy. Give me a minute. Okay, done. So you will also need plastic containers like this for when you're doing construction things in your house and you do not want to have to be cleaning all the time. For example, this one is filled with paint because we were doing some repairs and stuff, and there are others that are then you can just throw them out. Also, if you are taking care of technicians or gardeners or somebody in your house, and you don't have a lot of water, and people are going to be using your things in the kitchen, and you might be thinking, they might be sick or whatever, then you need a lot of these ones. You can buy them in several sizes. The number that I will recommend for the paper bags, it will depend upon your herbs, but for example, we have moringas. Oh hell, the moringas, you can literally cut the tree down entirely, and you need let's say 100 for just the moringa. So if you have basil and other things, oregano or other things that are frequent kind of cut, then like I said, you need a lot. I will suggest keeping 200. Oh crap, light this back on, give me a second. So anyway, I'm going to breathe because today has been a very good day and I don't want to ruin it. So anyway, also you need this. This is a rock. You need to find about maybe 3, like this one. This one is the size of my hand. This one is kind of like maybe a kilo. I think maybe a kilo and something. Maybe it's more than a kilo. I think it's more than a kilo. Yeah, it's definitely more than a kilo. But probably around this, the size of your hand. If you can grab it like that, it's perfect. Of course, for men, it's going to be a little bit bigger. But, you want to have 3 of these ones. They are for your kitchen and for your grill outside and everything else. And the reason for this is because when you have things that are frozen, like ice or whatever, that you want to smash, into pieces. Some people will take them out and then they will use an ice picker into a container or whatever. Oh, hell no, because that won't take too long. In fact, you will know you are with a Venezuelan without even taking, a guess, and without even, listening to these people. Because when we go to a party or whatever, we will take the ice bag, they sell you in the ice bag or whatever, and then we grab it, and then we just smash it against the floor, and then we go with a rock. Yeah, I know. But here's the deal. you don't have to clean after that because the bag, if it is kind of a strong or whatever, it will hold the stone, and you will have a smash, and then you don't need a container, you don't need anything, you just have to open the bag and it's already picked in pieces. And if you have frozen meat and frozen things, that's what you do, you just put it like that, and then that way it's easier. And you don't have to, grab it with a knife or a tool or whatever. Oh, hell no. This is heavy and it's easier. It's easier on your hands also. So, we have these ones in several months also. Because in the garden, when you're, putting sticks that you really, really need to be strong and stuff, you use this one. And there is a hell of a lot of things that you do with the rocks. So this one is my mother's, actually. Mine is a little bit smaller than this one, because I do not like this one because it's a little bit big for my hand. The other one, so it's difficult to find a rock that is like this, because it's kind of like a oval or something. But oh crap, it's very, very cool, and it's an essential tool for your kitchen. I do recommend that you use it, because especially if you have like a very very painful hand, because you have the carpal tunnel thing, or because you don't like cutting or whatever, this is just faster, you don't have to clean that much, and it's better for several reasons. So you might want to look for that one. You don't buy them, by the way, you have to find them. So anyway, back to the point about the video for today, besides tools and besides things that you want to buy and stuff like that. I wanted to mention several recipes that you might want to try. I can tell you right now that you might think it's crazy, but it's kind of important. The reason why I'm going to give you recipes is because some subscribers have asked me if I could do recipes, like cheap recipes or stuff like that. I have mentioned before, I'm not the one that cooks in my family, because I'm addicted to food. And my God, if I could eat, oh my God, you should see me when I am alone, or when I was alone, like I live alone. Oh hell, I eat a hell of a lot of food for breakfast. And then if I'm happy, or if I have a boyfriend and I'm having, that one, oh hell, I'm eating more. So nobody knows what the hell I do, because I don't get fat at all, because I eat for pleasure. I don't eat I don't eat my emotions away. I in fact, when I am sad or I am upset, I can't even look at food. So yeah, it's kind of weird. So your relationship with food will determine whether you get fat or not. It's not about the food per se, it's about your perception of the freaking food. So I think of food as a pleasure, and oh my God, I'm addicted to that thing. So like I have told you in the other videos, I will probably be broke within 1 week if my mother is the one that, decides not to cook anymore. Because I will be kind of like, yeah, I like olives today with my eggs, so I'm eating the whole jar. Oh crap, and then my mother is going to kill me because I will eat our entire stock in probably about a week. So, and by the way, I can't stop. When I'm cooking, oh hell, my mother is, my mother will rather, even if she's sick, she will rather cook herself and then let me do the cooking. Oh, because she knows I'm going to spend everything that she has in the freaking fridge. So, oh hell no. But, I have recipes that I can share with you that are family recipe kind of thing, and they are going to be very, very, very good for your menus. And you really, really, really want to try them. They are family recipes, which means that they don't have to be exact, and each family will make these by their own means or whatever they think is appropriate, So it's going to be different. Okay, so I'm moving locations. So here I go. Japanese people are very, very, very good with fish, right? I mean, they have the sushi, the sashimi thing, and they have, they basically can eat the entire ocean because they are in an island. And, they do know what the hell they are talking about when it comes to fish. However, when Japanese people come to Latin countries, especially to Peru or Venezuela, oh hell, if they try a recipe called ceviche, my god, even Japanese people are like, how the hell do you make this thing? Because quite frankly, it's the best thing ever. Oh hell yeah. So, if you want to cook fish, you want to learn how the hell to make ceviche. The best ceviche is not the Venezuelan one. It's actually the Peruvian. Ceviche is a dish that you cook the fish without fire, but you cook it with lemon, vinegar, and other things, and marinated stuff. And the things that you put to season it, it will depend upon your family tradition. So there is no one way to do it. It's just ceviche. Ceviche is also in Spain, but quite frankly, like I said, the best one goes from Peruvian. Oh my god, if you taste a Peruvian ceviche, my god, you like the fish and you're not vegan or something like that, then you are going to be kind of like, this is heaven. Yeah, kind of like that. I do know how to make ceviche, but quite frankly, mine sucks. Mine doesn't taste as good. And then my aunt and my mother's, my mother knows how to do it, but my aunt does it better. Please don't tell my mother, because otherwise she was going to kill me. So, no, actually, my aunt's is better. So there is no, a special recipe or something. It's just, ceviche. And you can do it with any kind of fish, as long as, it is fish. So, like I said, learn the thing. Ceviche, I'm going to spell that to you so that you can try to look it up on the internet. It's called C-E-V, V as in Valencia, I-C-H-E, ceviche. Oh hell. If you learn how the hell to make that thing, and you have a husband that likes fishes and stuff, oh, I can guarantee that that thing is going to, create certain atmosphere for you to be, in the romantic mood kind of thing. So, anyway, moving on to a second recipe. This one is vegan. And this one is a heritage. And this one you can actually leave already done for your grandkids, and for all I know, if their grandkids do not consume it, you can still pass it on to the next generation, and they will be very, very good. And it actually will become more and more and more and even more expensive every single year that you have it. It's like an investment thing. And it's like a secret for each family, because again, it doesn't have a specific recipe kind of thing. And it is a secret that each family keeps about how the hell they do it. I have tasted the one that my grandmother did when she was a teenager, and my god, you don't use it that much either. I mean, when you're cooking with this thing, you use probably like one quarter of a cup. And that will be like too much, because the flavor is so freaking strong. And it will depend upon, it can be very subtle, or it can be very smelly, or it can be very citric. I don't know, because it will depend, like I said, it depends upon who made it, and it will depend upon, how old it is. The oldest it is going to be more expensive, by the way. If you buy this thing in a store, my god, a jar of those things can cost you, let's say that if the thing is 5-year-old, it's going to cost you around $20. But if it is a 10-year-old, oh hell, that thing, nobody's going to sell it to you. Because no matter how much you pay, it's not going to be worth it. So, it is a macerate of fruits, and you make or buy. Usually, most people, like 90% of people that keep it for their families, actually made it from scratch. You need a plastic jar with a metal type of container cap thing, and you also need like a plastic film a little bit to close it, you know. So you basically have the jar, and then you put the plastic thing film on it, and then you put the jar metal cap on it, and then you let it marinate. You make or you buy confitated kind of fruit. Now, I do not know if in other countries they will sell confitated fruit. I'm guessing that they do, because you know it's a thing. Basically, I'm going to make like a resume here, because I have done it, but quite frankly I suck at that one also, because I am afraid a little bit of fire in that aspect, because you're going to be cooking with brown sugar or with sugar cane, and yeah, burning with that thing is like, oh crap. So, oh hell no. I try to avoid it. I know how the hell to do it, but I try to avoid it because yeah, I don't like it. But basically, you grab peels of certain fruits, okay? Not lemon, and not all fruits will work. It has to be orange. It can be, you know, tangerine. It can be papaya, not the skin, but the papaya per se. It can be, I don't know, it will depend, you know. But like I said, not all fruits will work. And the mixture of how many of papaya versus how much, you know, orange versus how much tangerine or something you make, it will depend upon your taste, and it will depend upon your family recipe. If you are the one who is doing this, then you can make it up. Basically, you cook the fruits, you dehydrate them, you put them with vegetable coloring, and then you cut them into pieces. And then that small little piece that looks like a freaking candy after you dehydrate it or cook it or whatever, then you basically now put it in a container with either brandy, wine, or some other people will put rum on it. Basically, and some sort of alcohol. But not all alcohol will work, because, you know, like I told you, it has to be something that it's a mix and matching thing. You have to kind of have a sense of what you're doing. And if your recipe is good, my God, it's like a very good wine. Try to imagine you going to a wine store, and then you ask for the weirdest wine, the one that has 200 years. Yeah, kind of like that. That is how much, you know, that is how much value this macerate will have. It's like a 200-year wine, but it will be sweeter and everything. And what you do with this thing is that, you know, you put it there and you label it with a date and, you know, recipe. For example, you can say recipe 1, recipe 2, or you can put, if some people will put a little bit of lemon. I do not recommend it, but some people actually love the taste of very citric things. So, like I said, it will not work for everything, but oh hell. So, whatever, you just put, you know, the name of the recipe, or you put a number, and then you fill up the entire jar with that thing. And then you can also add raisins and other things that will add flavor. The important thing here is that it cannot be too much watery with the fruit or something, because if the fruit has water and stuff, it will ferment badly. And if it ferments badly, then basically your wine is screwed and is vinegar, and then your macerate will worth nothing. Because you have to know how the hell to make it work between the dehydration process of the fruit and the sugar part of the taste, and the wine or the brandy thing or whatever, and then you let it be. My God, every time that my mother uses, the godmother of my baby, she did a couple of these jars, and she left them to my mother before she traveled, and then she left the country. My God, that thing, she was macerating that thing for about, I think, 5 years or something. And then my mother got them, and it has been like 5 years, and we are still using that thing. And every time that my mother uses her recipe, not my mother's recipe, but her recipe, she actually mixes her recipe with with the godmother of my baby recipes and stuff. You can mix and match, by the way. After they are done, like a year, minimum a year, you have to wait minimum a year. So if you prepare them now, you're not going to consume them tomorrow. You wait 1 year for that thing to be ready. And then after 1 year, you can either let it go or, you use it. And my God, like I said, my mother uses this much, like 2 spoons of that thing. Every time that she does cookies or special recipes. And I swear to God, 9 out of 10 people that taste my mother's cookies, they absolutely want to know how the hell to make the cookies and everything. And they will buy those cookies for whatever price that my mother says, because they have that macerate thing. And you can try the recipe without the macerate, and yeah, it's just a regular cookie. But if you try it with that thing, oh, it's like you tasting, I don't know, it's like you tasting driving a regular car, and then you tasting a car that, it's like a AI kind of car, and it feels different, and you feel like heaven, and you can even talk to the freaking car, and then, it will respond better and stuff like that. Yeah, kind of like that. So, yeah, it's the same car, meaning it's the same cookie, except for the fact that if you add this thing, it's like, yeah, it feels entirely different. And the flavor, it will just enhance whatever flavor you are doing. And this thing can be used for cooking meats, or you can use them for cooking dishes that are sweet, like cakes or cookies or pies. Oh, hell. When my mother adds 1 cup of that, one spoon of that thing to the pies that my mother does, ooh, every single person dies to know what the hell is in that pie. Because, it's like that. So we prepare that one, that macerate. We prepared a new one about 2 or 3 days ago. Yeah, my mother added, a hell of a lot of things, and I was kind of like, yeah. So I know how the hell to do it. I just don't like doing the cooking part with the sugar. Ugh, that one, oh crap, that one I always say, Mom, you do it. Because, like I said, I'm afraid of cooking with sugar, because sometimes cooking with sugar is, if you are clumsy or if you are a little bit messy, then you have to be very careful, and you have to be very, very secure. I try to do things that are more like oven and more like, regular cooking. I do not like, frying and things like that. I do not like it that much. Because, like I said, it will depend upon your level of skill. But if you are confident when you're cooking and you know what you're doing with sugar, because, like I said, cooking with sugar is different, then, oh, hell, I will really recommend that you start, doing this thing. And after you have several, you can trade them like crazy, like insane. You can try them, especially with people that make breads or sweets for Christmas. Ooh, you can trade those things. And like I said, if you can leave them to your grandkids, and for all I know, your grandkids can sell them. And it's going to be one of those things that people go crazy about when they know what they're doing and when they're cooking. Because this thing is not something that you eat raw. This is for cooking, okay? It's like, you don't eat it, raw. Although I have met people that eat it raw, and oh my God, when they eat it raw, they go crazy, because the flavor is so strong and so good that they will add it to coffee and to a lot of other things. Oh crap, I don't do that. But I have seen people that do that, and the flavor is very, very strong, and I like, flavors to be different, but I don't know, it will depend upon you. But point being that if you learn how the hell to do that, try it a year later, and then you can know what the hell I'm talking about. Now, the other recipe that you may want to try, is also vegan, by the way. You can learn how to make chicha. Chicha is a drink that you can make with rice. And you can also make with rice and pineapples. And it's a fermented kind of thing, but people that try it, it's like an addiction. And again, it will depend upon who is making it. You can make it vegan and you can make it vegetarian because you can make it with milk. It will depend upon, you, and it will depend upon a whole of a lot of things. But I can tell you right now that depending upon who made it, it will taste different because some people will add more pineapple, other people will add less, other people will add more, cinnamon, other people will not add cinnamon but would rather put something else, so it will depend upon you. The way that you prepare chicha is CHICHA. Yes, chicha. So, like I said, the people that make the best chichas ever are the people that live in cold kind of climates, like the Peruvians, or in the part of my country that is in the mountains areas and stuff like that. However, it is a very, very tasty kind of drink. It will be sometimes people will even add a little bit of alcohol to it, and it's like you drinking some sort of punch, like the ones that they sell for Christmas, like a eggnog kind of flavor, but this one is a little bit sweeter. So it will depend again upon family recipe thing. So I'm guessing that for all of these recipes, you probably want to get, into your YouTube channel that does these things, or maybe you can get online, or maybe you can ask, a friend of yours that knows about cooking. But these ones are very, very, very important because here's the deal. When you are, trying to make a recipe, you want to use the less ingredients ever, but you want to enhance the flavor the best you can because, food is one of those things that, like I said, is going to make you or break you when you eat it. And if the food tastes horrible, then you're eating out of necessity, and then your body is getting, weird about it because your relationship with the energy that you're consuming is weird. So when you're considering hard times and food, what you want is to have flavors that don't require for you to put too much sugar or too much salt, or to buy, things that enhance, the flavor or whatever. You want to try to make it natural, and you want to have it made the flavor by yourself. Because that means that you are putting energy into it, and also means that it is a family recipe thing, and it also means that you will feel a hell of a lot better than you buying it. However, it is going to take a little bit of work. And also, this can be a family time, because when you are teaching your kids or your grandkids this recipe, and you're telling them the things that they are supposed to be doing and the things that they are not supposed to be doing, and the secret ingredient and stuff like that, that also creates connection with your family. And like I said, if your kids will remember you for this flavor, when you're gone or when you're depressed or whatever, this flavor will actually make them go back in time and will lift their spirits better than something that they just buy just because. And this is cheap recipes. They are cheap. Everybody can buy rice and everybody can buy pineapples because it's cheap. Hell, for all I know, you don't even need pineapples. There are people that will make chicha only with rice. So, use rice, and your sweetness, it will come from, cinnamon or other herbs that you feel that they're good, That's why there is no right or wrong way to do it. All you need to do is learn the basics, like you cook this like this and you put this like that, and then you add whatever you think or you feel that will work. For the ceviche, the same thing. Everybody will have access to a fish, and then lemon and vinegar, and things that you just you can get from your garden, for all I know, and it will taste like heaven. And if you're poor and your guy can go to the river or something or a lake and get 2 or 3 fishes, and then you grill the fish, that's okay. But it's not going to be as good as a ceviche, or it is not going to be as good as a fish that you can probably cook underground, like in a hole. You can make a hole and actually cook things on the ground. Because this is also very important. You need to learn about managing your time when you're cooking. Because if you're dealing with the kids and everything, you can't spend 5 hours trying to fix something in the kitchen so that you can eat, and then 10 minutes later you have to clean, you have to start all over. So these things, will help you out with that. And the macerates, like I told you, a big jar, like let's say 8 pounds or 4 kilos jar thing. My God, that one will last, then your entire, probably, if you do cookies once a week, it will last you more probably around 2 or 3 years. And you're cooking weekly. So it's a hell of a lot because you don't use that much. And the flavor is like... So when you're dealing with recipes, you gotta think about the cost of the flavor, not the cost of the ingredients. The flavor. You concentrate on the flavor. And the flavor, you do it when you do it by yourself, by hand, and when you are experimenting. And like I said, have fun doing it. Because if you are not going to be having fun, but you are doing this, out of necessity or whatever, then the food might be, kind of, like I said, necessity thing. And then it will be kind of like, yeah, I don't feel it. However, if you enjoy what you're doing and you are experimenting and you're like a kid who is like, this one smells good. But no, I don't like the smell of this one with this one. So yeah, no, yes, kind of like that. So I don't know. It will depend upon, your level of curiosity. Because the ingredients are important, yes. But the most important part is how you are approaching it. Because otherwise, you can have the most expensive ingredients ever. And the cheap part is the one that works best. So when you want cheap recipes, what you're looking for actually is not the cheap ingredient thing or whatever. It's not even the most nutritious thing. It's about you having fun with the part about experimenting with the flavor. And the flavor can be enhanced by several techniques that are very simple. The maceration is one of the simplest techniques that you can possibly have for enhancing flavor and doing a dish that is very, very cheap, look and feel like heavenly, like if you were in a 5-star kind of restaurant. The maceration of the fruits, like I said, oh my God, if you find somebody that will sell you a macerate that has 10 years, oh my God, then you're very, very, very lucky, or that thing is damaged. One of those two. Because like I said, you have to kind of understand a little bit the dehydration process of the fruit thing. If you don't know how the hell to do the confitated dehydration fruit thing, then buy them. A lot of people sell them. This is actually an activity. There is a lot of people that will dry the fruits and make them confitated, and then they will buy it. And you know how much 100 grams of that thing is cost? $1. 100 freaking grams of confitated fruit can cost you $1 freaking. So if you have 1 kilo, that right there is $10. If you have a jar with that thing right there, and that thing is 4 kilos, is $40. And that does not include the brandy or the wine or the rum that you just put into that thing. And that also does not include, the time of that thing. That's why that thing can cost, and nobody will sell it to you because it's so freaking good. So, like I said, just try to think about, try to remember what is the best taste that you have had in your entire life. It's probably something that your grandmother used to do. If you were lucky enough to have a grandmother. For all I know, you had a grandfather that did the most amazing grills ever. And you know how he did it? He probably macerated the meat with something. So experiment with this process of flavoring. And that way, your food is always going to taste awesome, and it might not break your budget. And for all I know, like I said, macerated fruit you can pass to your grandkids, and they will really appreciate it, especially if they like cooking. Of course, I'm thinking about it, and because my grandmother did when she was a teen, and now I'm tasting that thing. Can you imagine my grandmother being a teen and preparing this thing, and now I am eating it? Oh hell, by the way, I'm eating just a tiny bit because my aunt, she's the one that, inherited that one. Oh hell, my aunt uses like this much. But we got like this much. So, oh hell, it's very, very, very appreciated. And it tastes heaven. The best part is vegan. So, So I hope that this information is helpful. So thank you for watching.